Jordan Neely's cause of death wasn't Daniel Penny's chokehold, but combined effects of drug struggle and schizophrenia, defense expert. No, the cause of death was a drug overdose just like George Floyd. I can't believe this guy is even facing trial over it. Alvin Bragg belongs in a cell on Rikers. A lot of people are, not knocking on the door of this is clear bullshit. But before that, there were a lot of comments. Speaking of which, the retweet itself, looking at this comment section, how many times George Floyd is brought up, I see now more than ever that the only reason they want Daniel Penny to walk is because Derek Chauvin didn't. So they see this as payback for that L they took 2 years ago. And I kind of want to do a small piece on that because a lot of conversations as of late have been around Daniel Penny, Jordan Neely, Aaron Bushnell, Luigi Mangione, and all these outlier cases that the media decided to harp on. You remember when the freedom fighters, you remember them, the quote unquote freedom fighters, took the streets again and started just harassing random minorities because they thought they were illegal immigrants? It is already understated enough how much demonizing an other will lead to you always looking behind your shoulder, or sorry, looking over your shoulder to assess a threat. We already know about the story of the black man walking down the street. White woman is walking down the street in the opposite direction, sees black man, crosses the street. I have for years now tried to explain how that thought originates because I feel like we're stuck on how to fix things when people just need to be told the way that they think is wrong. And this leads us down that quote unquote slippery slope. If I'm supposed to be some type of advocator for a life getting better, how the fuck can I also say in the same breath that we need to re educate people because their brains are broken? The internet is a new phenomenon, and we need to stop pretending that it's always been here. Technology and its effects on people are being studied, but I don't want to go on the whole scrolling TikTok and comparing yourself to other people causes depression route. PSP existed. Class struggles have always existed. Kid with the brand newest sneakers and fits always existed. There's always been parallels to class struggle in your life. It's always been that way since the dawn of like America's time. If not, we're going all the way back to the Crusades. BC time. There was always a hierarchy. There was always a caste system. Right? Cool. It would be remiss of me at this point in time not to bring up George Zimmerman. I feel like the Zimmerman case was the Rodney King of our time because it asked people to look at a situation objectively and actually make them think about, well, who would I believe in a situation like that? And a lot of people, as we saw with Eric Gardner's death, I can't breathe. They responded with, we can't breathe. White lives matter. All lives matter. And I always know that there's no wizard behind the curtain pulling this idea from some long-standing accusation or long-standing, pain that has been felt throughout the ruling class. So I asked myself, why would your first resort be, nah, bro, that's not me? Nah, that ain't me. Why is that people's first response when they see something traumatic? Is it because the trauma itself has a cause directly in front of it and you don't know how to address that direct cause without making yourself sound out of character? These questions that we consistently have to ask ourselves when dealing with the most insane of situations is a very funny dynamic because, as I said on a panel a few hours ago, if not last night, Where in this paradigm do we stand on horrible people are going to get horrible shit done to them? The fact that we can now see your horrible deeds and track them in real time does not make the deeds any more horrible. If somebody tried to take out Netanyahu, would your first jerk reaction be violence doesn't solve issues? You would know for a fact that that was coming. My question is American Revolution violence was okay because the entire country said we don't stand for this? Well, do you stand for this? Brings back to George Zimmerman yet again. How many times in history are we gonna just say, as a people, we all know when some shit is just too fucked up and it's gotta get handled? We tit for tat, eye for an eye. You can't live like that. You gotta protest it. They don't listen to that. I stop pretending that we didn't see what happened with BLM. Sonny Sin, Hate 5-6, blew up insanely because of the news coverage of what he covered when they tear gassed that group of protesters in Philadelphia. Why are you pretending as though violence isn't? What does violence mean to you? What does that word mean to you? What is a violent act? You know it's okay to justify some violent acts and not others, right? You know things are on a situational base by base, case by case basis, right? You know you can't have wide swathing morality anymore, right? If you're an American, your tax dollars have been used in the genocide of Palestinians. Does that mean you are an immoral person for allowing tax to be taken out of your paycheck? That sounds fucking stupid, right? Things you are not complicit in can have a response that you are not complicit in. You are okay to say that response is something I wouldn't condone in a personal case. But that is not something that corners my identity to where I need to defend it. That is not something I need to look at and say, okay, that is bad. Because in the end, I'm not even a United Healthcare customer. I'm not even, if one of my family members was homeless, I hope I would know so I can help them out. I wouldn't let this, well, too bad. The same way as I said in the last piece that I dropped on YouTube. I'm so happy for you as a parent that you're not raising shit children. Too bad not everybody else is. Too bad that kid in Alabama who's never seen a black person also wants to go to college and be a D1 athlete. Game over. He gonna meet some niggas. And he's gonna say the N with the hard R, because that's what my mama taught me. If they decide to jump him for that, should they know that he had an environment that isolated him completely from knowing that that's not cool in other spaces, in other places, with other people, other faces? Yes, I know. Bars. Bars is what we do here. Of course not. You can't expect 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds to know everything about every person. Wow, that sounds like Kyle Rittenhouse, but we're gonna table that discussion for now. This tit for tat on the internet, especially when I'm willing to believe that a lot of these comments are bot algorithm farm, engagement, type beats, still leads me in the direction of, that's what you think I'm mad about? That's what you think I'm upset about? Everybody's a victim of violence. I can see a situation and be like, damn, bro, you choked out Jordan Neely for 8 minutes. You could have just knocked him the fuck out. You could have boxed that nigga. He had no weapons on him. Could have just boxed him. Knocked him out. He'd have been slumped on the train, but he would have been alive. People will say that and in the same sentence say, but yeah, if you're a homeless person threatening people on the train, odds are you will die. So let me get this straight. If I pay $2.90 for the train, but I'm homeless, I could still die. If I don't pay $2.90 and I'm not homeless, the police can still kill me. So taking public transit leaves me at a point of However people absolve my existence, however people, say I'm not a threat, all it takes is that one person. Same way it just took one person to get me fired from my job just recently. All it takes is one person. Well, then why wouldn't I take the lead on that and be the person who does that shit to other people? And so the cycle of violence continues. But yet again, what does violence mean to you? And are you ready to answer that question? And as much as I want to say the world isn't black and white, maybe it is for you. Maybe you're just not used to being able to put things in the black and white. Murder is bad. Yes, unless somebody's rampaging with a gun, then you should probably stop them at all costs, right? Yeah, but you shouldn't kill them. Okay, they've killed 100 people. Can we take him out now? No, disarm him. Okay, he's got armor on him. I hate to do this, but I've already made so many clips of this that we might as well just continue with the theme. That's crazy because I was in the middle of a YouTube segment and you're just helping to prove my entire point about everything that I've been talking about. So we're going to use you as a case study. Talk to me. Talk to me. We here now. Now we here. What you mean by that? We got a moment of silence, y'all. That's crazy. We got a moment of silence, y'all. Exemplify. I'm focused now. Talk to me. What you mean by that, bro? Well, we're waiting. The floor is yours. Come on, man. Let's go.